welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Christy Rose, and today I wanted to set up my third week of August with you guys. Now, last week was pretty good. I really liked the layout of it. The amount of real estate was like just perfect. I was able to use every section of the days and all of the things I used really well, and I liked how it looked and everything. It's very aesthetically pleasing, and it did work for me. But I wanted to just try something new, and I thought that maybe I would try doing a two-page spread this week. Before, they usually wouldn't work for me because either I was too busy to set them up, because it kind of takes a while to set up spreads in the first place, but two-page spreads for me always take longer. But I thought that maybe I would give it another try just to see if it'll work. Yeah, I thought it'd be a good idea. And so my inspiration for this week is this picture, and I'll either put it up on screen or put it in the down bar below. But I really like the layout of it and everything, and I just wanted to try it. So originally I wanted to use those stencils, but they didn't work out because the size of it was too small for the boxes that I was trying to do. So I just didn't do it, or didn't use those. So I went back to my grid spacing cheat sheet that I have and just used it in order to make the boxes for my days of the week. And it helped a lot, and I really like that spread because it helps me set up my weeks easier and my months easier. But I still had trouble with it. I still failed, and it still took me like 15 minutes probably just to set up these boxes and draw them in pencil. It still worked out though, and I still use that grid spacing cheat sheet all the time. Every single spread that I set up, I use that cheat sheet just because it makes my life a lot easier. You're able to use so much less time when making a spread because you don't have to count every single box. You kind of already have an idea of it. So originally I made the boxes that tall, but I thought, I think those are too short. So I made them like 2 to 3 boxes higher, and then I just put a couple decorations in the corners. On the original setup, like the inspiration for this, in the top left corner, they had a kind of wreath, I guess, with the name of the month in it, which I really liked and I thought was really cute, but I wanted to make it more fit my theme that I was doing this month. So I just kind of drew a circle and I make it into a planet with rings around it later, which I liked it, and it came out really cute in my opinion. And yeah, and another thing I wanted to do for these boxes is I wanted them to kind of look like poster boards, I guess, or like hanging boards in some way. So I added little lines and something that would look like a nail or a pin at the top just to make it, look like it's hanging, and I thought it turned out cute. And then in the top right corner, I drew stars and like little dangly planet things coming from a line because I wanted it to look like a string of lights or string of stars, like a starlight string or something. I liked how it ends up because it just looks cute and I like it. Next to the string of lights, I put a projects section because in the last week I had a to-do section and I just wrote down like all the YouTube videos and projects that I'm working on, but it wasn't enough space, so I just wanted to have a bigger area so I could write down more things and track it easier. And now I'm getting into outlining everything with my fine liners. I use the Pigma Microns, and to outline the boxes and stuff I used the 05 fine liner from Pigma Micron, and I like it because it makes it stand out from the page and makes it easier to see. And then for other things like letters and stuff, I'll go in with an 01 or an 03. I don't exactly know what the sizes are, whether like millimeters or anything, but I know that the name of it is 03 and 01. For what I'm doing right now, I took my white paint pen and I accidentally drew like over the amount of boxes that I wanted to make the size of the box. So I took my white paint pen and I just kind of dabbed over it in order to kind of make it blend in with the page and make it not as noticeable, basically. And I think it worked. Just looking at it now, I can barely see it, so I think it makes it kind of hide my mistake, I guess. But, you know, bullet journaling isn't about, you know, everything being perfect. It's about planning, and I find freedom in the fact that it doesn't have to be perfect, and sometimes I will make some mistakes when drawing, but it still ends up being useful and productive and cute. I tend, though, not to use it if it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing, which I guess isn't something that isn't a mindset that I should have, but yeah. And now I'm working on the little calendar, like the miniature calendar for this month. And originally I had it up a couple boxes, but I felt like it was up too high, so I brought it down, and I really like the placement of it because it's like right in between the page or right in between the planet and the next page, and also from top to the start of the boxes, and it just makes me very happy that it's in between there and like symmetrical for the most part. And here I am outlining the stuff for the string lights, and I think it ended up being a lot cuter in fine liner than it was in pencil. And I really like how it came out. I didn't know exactly where I wanted to put the days of the week in the spreads, and I'm now realizing that I didn't put the numbers of the days either, which I need to go back in and fix. But I decided to put them at the top, and I thought it looked kind of cute. I didn't know if I wanted it to be like tucked in the corner or like have its own moment in the middle of it, and I liked how it ended up looking when I put it in the middle of the top section, and I thought it was cute. And after I erased it, it's still, you know, faded away. I still need to find a fine liner that doesn't do that, but I've yet to find one. So I just went back over everything in a smaller pen just to make it stand out more. And for the project section, I didn't know whether I wanted it to be like a brained up section where I just kind of spew everything into a little section, or if I wanted it to be more like organized with lines and like where I need to write. I decided to go in where it being more organized because I feel like chaos would make me even more stressed out than I already am. And I wanted to try this out because I saw, I believe it was Caitlin's Corner, use this trick with putting washi tape down. Oh no, it was Plant-Based Bride. I saw her using this washi tape trick where she kind of taped off where she wanted the Tombow to be and not be, and then fill it in with Tombow, and then you have a perfectly rectangular box of color, which I think is awesome, because whenever I use the Tombows, it ends up going over where I want it to or not being where I want it to. So I tested this out and it worked really well. The only issue that I had with it is that my washi tape ended up curling up at the edges after I was done with it, so it made it more difficult to stick down for one, and it made it so it was kind of uneven throughout the whole thing. So I just threw away one of the first washi tapes that I used in order to do it, and it ended up working fine after I took a new piece of washi tape. But I really like how it ended up looking after I used the washi tape to tape it off. It made it like really sleek and, you know, professional looking, I guess, which I really liked. And then I went in and highlighted the days of the week for the miniature calendar, and then I highlighted the days of the week in the boxes, and I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with highlighting it with the fine liner, or the mild liner. I didn't know what I wanted to do with highlighting it with the Tombow, but last week I did some patterns of going like diagonal zigzags and I really liked it. So I did that on 3 of them, and then the other 3 I did going up and down, or I mean going horizontally with the liner, which I think I like the pattern because it's simple, but it's sleek and it brings something to the spread that it didn't have before. And last but not least, I am going in with some drop shadows around the boxes, which I love some drop shadows just like Amanda Rachel, and I just think they add so much more to the spread, but it's so simple to do, and it just makes everything pop, which I really like. Even though I'm not super good at it, like I can't get my lines to be perfectly straight all the time like she can, but it still looks good in my opinion, and I like how it turns out. So there is the finished spread, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Here is all my social media handles. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Bye!